Show.
Watch our Rick's Smiley Morning Show. We were talking in the studio the other day about a viral video of a young football player celebrating a touchdown by humping the ground. And I mean, he was humping it. He was humping it. I'm talking about
hard.
I ain't even mean it.
Hard. Be careful, dog.
He got a touchdown. He got a touchdown, and boy, he went in.
Jackrabbit.
Yes, sir.
Jackrabbit in that thing.
And it just bothered me.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh man, yeah, Ricky. Like most athletes, it's normal to celebrate when you score points, but where do we draw the line, and what is considered inappropriate? Now, in the video, a 5-year-old boy is celebrating his touchdown, humping the ground with his coaches cheering him on while he was doing it.
Oh gosh! Now some people are saying that this really popular dance in Florida didn't have any negative connotations associated with it, humping the ground.
Right.
However, a lot of other people are outraged or incensed by this action, and a lot of people are condemning the coaches for condoning that behavior.
And this morning we got faith-based psychologist Dr. Tart in the studio to talk. We just showed him the video and to talk about the behavior of children these days and how important it is for adults to be a good role model. Dr. Tart, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy to have you. Dr. Tart, how much of children's behavior today is influenced by what they see online?
Yeah, we call it a cognitive diet, right? So what you see becomes your norm, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you're looking at models of manhood, what you watch and what you see becomes your internal compass. Mm-hmm. How many men struggle in relationships because they never saw men succeed in relationships?
Right.
How many women struggle in relationships because they never thought that you could actually be in a relationship where you don't have to perform, you don't have to erase yourself. So what you see becomes your reality. And so if we're going to change what kids see, especially boys see, we have to control the media because and who they're around,
right? Because
then that becomes their compass and their culture. Who
now,
they can be.
Dr. Tart, we live in an area where everything that is wrong is now right, and everything that is right is now wrong. What are your thoughts on the video that you just saw with the little boy humping the ground after he got the touchdown with the coaches cheering him on?
I mean, one, I thought he was just celebrating, having a good time.
Okay.
Right? I thought he's little, right? But then we also look at what it represents, all right, in the actions, and that's where people had a visceral reaction. You know, I thought it was funny until I thought about if it was my son. All right, if it was my son, I would absolutely go ballistic and have to explain to him what that action means, right? Mm-hmm. But to that boy, he probably did not know. And so what it shows is just how much work we need to do when it
and the
comes.
coaches cheering on the boy while he was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, they were in celebratory mode as well, but it also tells you about coaches being father figures, right? So how many coaches show up after work, invest in these kids, do the best they can, and their character, I'm sure, is all over the place. You have some great coaches, some in the middle, and some we wouldn't want coaching our kids.
But I was just going to say, sometimes, what do you do? It's a good team. Yeah. You know, I'm thinking personally, my son's on a really good team. The kids are a couple years older, and the coach cusses. And my son will be like, Mom, he's saying cuss. Like, what do you do as a parent? How can you...
Can I jump in on it? The cussing part don't bother me because we got cussed out, too.
And because I cuss, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. The coaches smoking weed around the kids or coming around the kids smelling like weed. Playing songs with a lot of vulgar in it, you know, instead of playing the edited and radio version to get them hyped before they come on the field. As a dad, concern me more than anything.
Yeah, I don't do cursing. I took my son to a barbershop and they were playing that music and we left.
Yeah,
here comes the Hammer and Nails with me, right, where they play R&B. So part of it is us excusing certain things. My son's never going to hear cursing in the household. My parents did not curse. I was not allowed to curse, all right? And so when it comes to it, like what you see, so for me, that's the norm. When I got around people and they were cursing all the time, as a teenager, I tried it on, but it felt unnatural. It felt like I was trying to be. People would say, why are you trying to be something that you're not? You're like, all right, I don't really curse like that, right? I don't do that in church. I don't do it. My mom was like, you can't think of anything else to say. You definitely can't curse at a woman. That's disrespectful. So it shows where we draw the line, right? And so in our households, we have to limit that. And so with access to phones, with Netflix and Prime Video, we have to limit what our kids see. So I'm not okay with someone coaching my son who has the curse. Now, as they get older, you kind of have to, they get in high school, you have to kind of let things go. But by then, you've already shaped that the coach does that, but you're not allowed to coach back. So when we start talking about modeling manhood and taking it seriously, other coaches don't do that. They look at us like, see, that's exactly why. That's exactly why we have higher success rates when it comes to marriage, because we value it. That's exactly why we have higher employment rates, because we, African coaches, because you're going to come and you're going to do your work. You're not going to goof off. So when you look at it, as we change our culture and really get serious about mentoring our boys and structuring and not letting things go, I think we're going to see a huge increase in how well our boys do.
And I just want to say we appreciate all of the coaches that come to football practice, baseball practice, basketball practice after they get off work, spending their own money and spending their own resources. Sure. I think the issue that everybody's having today is what, like you said, what that represents. Basically having sex. You know what I'm saying? It's 5 years old.
It's a difference too, because when we was coming up, our coaches, we would go play the game. Coaches be at each other. After the game, they shake hands, and both teams come together and hang out. The kids hang out together. The coaches hanging out together. Nowadays, these coaches literally hate each other, and they're teaching these kids, some of them, not all of them, they're teaching these kids to fight first versus playing the game first. And they're always looking for opportunities to fight on the court or on the football field or wherever the game is, and it's just starting to get embarrassing.
It's too sometimes
and even the
we
parents
take it too serious. Little league football just too serious. Our coaches didn't do that. We was our coach really, really, really tough, but the coaches shook hands and we shook hands with the other players, and some of them are my friends to this day that played on other rival little league football teams, and here we are, and we.
I mean, look at how you get rich. What we see is football. Like, if you get into, and y'all know, I used to work for the NBA. They're not coming out there to be recreational. I'm trying to get my kid in the league. I'm trying to get my kid into college, right? Like, I've had kids in sports, right? Mm-hmm. I don't have time for a sorry coach, right? We're trying to get an offer, okay? Mm-hmm. All right? So when we start looking at sports, and sports is now year-round. If we play, you can't play 3 sports anymore. It's one sport, and you're in travel, you're in AAU, You're in league ball. You're in club ball. My daughter was in volleyball. We were traveling all the time, right? So now, because to get to that level and the amount of money in college with NIL, okay, so it gets your daughter made it to the league, So when we start looking at it, right, it's a business, and so these coaches are coming out there and they're also getting looks. That's how they also get paid. I can get into college with the money that's there right now. This is no longer recreational. This is a business.
Yeah, you said something right there.
Yeah, I had I ever told you about Coach Mike when I playing Little League football?
Which one?
Coach Mike, he stuttered real bad. And you play wide receiver. We run the plays in.
Yeah, you didn't tell me this one.
Yeah, and he said, he had his hand on my shoulder. He said,
Mr. Smiley.
He said, he said 44 crossbook. You remember that play? So that's the fourth man running through the fourth hole, right, Dave?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, Dave? He said 44 crossbook. I went to the huddle. Quarterback Darryl Carson, Coach Red in Birmingham. He said, "What's the play?" I said, "Man, we got a delay game. I had to run it out to paper." Hey, more without the tart. Dr. Tar, you're a pastor. You go on the hill. More without the tart. Oh, we got calls right here. Y'all have any questions? 866 866 866 9RICKEY. Call us now. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. True story. Hey, man, I went. Hey, the wide receivers run the plays in. So after the play, one receiver come out, and then the coach tell the wide receiver, because there wasn't no headphones. Right. So you running the play in. Mm-hmm. You got to tell the quarterback to play, then the quarterback tell the hunter to play. And he said, what did I say? He said, man, they started laughing so hard, man. And I'm like, what's going on? Coach, like, what's going on? He said, run the play. They were laughing. Man, we got a delay game.
That's funny. Yeah, it changed.
Took me out the game, made me ride the bench.
One more.
You make me mad, I make you madder. You want me bad, I want you better. One night, baby, ooh. one night. I've been acting
the
foolish. Let me make it mine.
Right now.
It's the facial.
Baby,
Oh, there y'all go.
Getting into it, dog.
Y'all know we got company, right?
Yeah, there are people in here.
Yeah, y'all know we got company, right?
Sorry about that. We love that. One night,
I ain't-
baby, one
Yeah, I ain't
night,
saying
baby.
that. I held back. I was like, first of all, he going a little too fast. He going a little too fast.
What he said on the note, Brett? He said, baby, what, Brett?
baby,
I bet everybody listening in the car, every time, everybody in radio land, every time y'all hear this song, y'all gonna think about me and Brett. We tears it.
Yeah.
We tears it up.
acting stupid.
Yeah, we're gonna sing that one night, karaoke night. We're gonna
We've been acting foolish.
Literally.
baby. We got a one and only Dr. Tart in with us. We're talking about children's behavior and adults being good role models. A viral video of a 5-year-old celebrating a touchdown has people debating parenting, coaching, and what's appropriate. Y'all hit us up at 866-9-RICKY, 866-9-RICKE. Well, let's go to the phones. You on with Dr. Tart. Good morning.
Yeah, so my thoughts on the video are that I think that parents need to start taking more time and teaching their kids on what to do, because I'm also a coach for an all-star cheer program, and it's not just the boys. The girls are also at fault too. They also do the crazy dances and the TikToks. And I think that it's not just the coaches, it's the parents.
Hello, my name is Gerald. I'm from Washington, D.C., and it's the era that we live in. I'm 75 years old, and it's a totally different situation. And with these iPads and these different apps, you can teach your kids in manners, but as soon as they get outside and get around their peers, it's a different story, Doc. I myself come up in the 50s, and my grandparents did not play that. But as soon as I got outside, you was an MF. And you was, I don't know what y'all going to do today, but we did have respect for our elders.
Yeah, this is Lamont calling from Birmingham, Alabama. And I think, pertaining to that video, I think everything that Dr. Tart said is correct, except when it comes to football. Football is totally different. Football is a gladiator sport. It's a blood sport. Are you not entertained?
A blood sport?
I didn't,
Not when
I
you're
didn't
5.
I didn't like
Right.
the hump part.
Right.
And they can do all kinds of dances. They can do the Dougie. They can do
can
all
do
the
the
other
gritty.
do anything
Yeah.
else. The hump, it was just a bit too much for me.
Yeah. And what do you think about the music with the cussing in it, with them coming on the field, or whatever? I mean, that's one thing that I took away. I just not like it. You can get the same song
Same
without
song.
the cursing.
Radio.
It's
Yeah.
not cool for kids in any situation to be listening to that.
Right.
That's
Right.
not acceptable under any circumstance.
It's still
Sports
the same
or otherwise.
song. Right, it's still
It's
the
the
same,
same song.
go song.
Yeah.
Same
you know?
song,
Yeah.
same beat. I'm saying we just asking,
Right.
whatever, because
It's the standards of the parents. See, if the parents all complain, they would stop, but they normalize it. They normalize it. And so what you're doing to your sons is you're normalizing it's okay to talk like this. This is what a man does. This is what a black man says. And then you listen to the lyrics. Most of the lyrics are negative. And we're talking about the development of young boys at 5. Look at what they're hearing. Right? And so if we're really going to get serious about it, we have to look at, okay, what is the long-term trajectory of these boys? What is the impact? We know the impact and what it's having. You talk to elementary school teachers and they can tell you, hey, I can tell you what's going on at home. I can tell you the morals that are taught. And it's not fair to the kids, because as we bring back character development for boys, at least give them a choice and say, hey, no, that's not what I want to do. Nah, I don't really want to date 4 or 5 women. All right, and we start talking about the gladiator sport of NFL athletes. Look at what's happening to their personal lives. All right, look at the concussions. All right, look at their lives off of the field. We're
Look at
looking at the
domestic violence.
student athlete. Like, we're looking at them. All right, like it is the war of attrition, right? And so when you look at it, the psychologists that work with the league are telling you we are not doing enough for these athletes. We are not helping them to develop off of the field. And once they're off the field, once they're off of the court, all right, they're not taken care of. So if you really want to raise a young man or a young woman to be a great person and athlete, you'll see the ones who have been taught character development as well as being great at sports and academics. We should be doing all three.
Yeah, that's why I made baseball and tennis become an option for my grandson. So he's doing both, baseball and tennis, because I would like him to have a long lasting athletic career or whatever. And soccer, is a sport that we personally like football, because we grew up on football, but starting to take a look at soccer and tennis and golf. I got a little nephew that's on the golf team at Hoover High School in the top 3, and I think he's in the 10th grade.
Yeah. There's certain etiquette that comes with certain sports,
Absolutely.
like golf, like tennis.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So those, I think you have a well-rounded kid when you allow them to play all of it, so that they can see this is how when you walk on the you got to dress a certain way.
Yeah.
When you walk on the golf course, when you're doing tennis, all those things.
Even in sports, if you're talking about a quarterback, you're talking about a brand, a franchise, someone they're going to put money behind.
Hold that thought, Dr. Tart. I'm going to bring you back on it. You got a second?
Yeah.
We're going to bring you back on the other side. More with Dr. Tart. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. I got you. That 53 snuck up on me.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about the face of a franchise, all right, like look what
Because
Steph
with the damn
Curry's,
song, you
the
talking-
LeBrons are taught that the Lamar Jacksons have to learn.
That's right.
Right, when they say you're the face of the franchise, there's a certain character that comes along with that. And if you're not taught, you'll be out because of your character.
That's right.
And that's what's happening with John Morant.
Yeah.
They trying to get him to be. They want him to be one of the faces, the new young faces coming up, but he can't give it to him.
Doesn't get it.
They can't give it to him.
So then
Until
you lose
it's
more
too
money
late.
than you would when you were playing. You would make so much more money, as the face.
Yeah, man.
Because they're selling out.
My granddaddy taught me that, man, and that's why, that's one of the things, man. When Jesse Jackson gave that speech at that Democratic National Convention, it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up in the projects, learning that this is not going to be your life. You don't have to be like this, and this is the standard. And once you realize what the standard was, that's how you operate.
Yeah.
But again, we were raised, and we're Gen X,
Yeah.
and our parents were like, don't you go out there and embarrass me in front of those white folks.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids don't get that lesson. The Gen Z, the Alpha, they don't get the lesson, don't you go out here and embarrass me.
Hey, Rickey.
Act like you got some
doing?
sense.